Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So, in today's episode, I'm just going to give you a quick market update. So, as you can see with Bitcoin, it has been performing very good over the last 2 days and it is pumping very, very strong. It broke out of this trend line. And this is a valid trend line. As you can see, there has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But should we trust this weekend pump? Now, over the past few weeks, we have seen Bitcoin make higher lows and higher highs. But the only thing is, if you're looking at a higher term time frame, a lot of these higher highs were a lot of internal higher highs. So for it to make an external higher high, we wanted to break this level of, let's say, roughly about 70K. But overall, the market is looking very, very strong. And we are seeing a lot of FOMO coming in from the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Now, something else I want to show you is if I put on the moon phase indicator, as you can see, so we did get a full moon on the 17th of October. This indicator tells you to buy on a full moon and sell on a new moon. So the next new moon is coming in on the 1st of November. Why is that important? Well, we have the presidential election on the 5th of November. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see sometime around the 1st of November being a new local high for Bitcoin. And I do believe that a lot of people will be taking profits and hedging themselves going into the elections. Now, we know this is going to be very, very volatile. So if I had to project what's going to happen to the Bitcoin price, I wouldn't be surprised if this week continues to be bullish. We break the 70K region. So say if we something like this, we shoot up to 74K. That was pretty much the all-time high for Bitcoin. We'd see some kind of a deviation and then some kind of a sell-off around the just before the elections. And then the price maybe come down to test this trend line again before making its way back up to all-time highs. Now that's currently what I believe may happen. Obviously, no one knows, no one has a crystal ball, but just be cognizant of that just because Bitcoin is pumping, we might see a retrace, especially coming into the US elections. So we do see Larry Fink continue to shill Bitcoin.
I believe Bitcoin is legitimate. I'm not trying to say there's not misuses like everything else, but it is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though. It is an instrument when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits, and some countries are. I believe we have countries where you're frightened of your everyday existence, and if you have an opportunity to invest in something that is outside your country's control, then you can have more financial control. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios.
So after the past few days, we have seen Trump rallying in the polls. And I do believe we are seeing a lot of going into Bitcoin because probably they believe that Trump would become the next president of the United States. But in my opinion, I don't believe we won't see the real money flow in until after the elections. Because like I said in the start of the video, I do believe a lot of big investors will be hedging themselves, taking profits just coming into the elections. But once the elections are finished and we have a clear view of who is president, then I imagine we will see a lot more capital flow into Bitcoin. So the ETF sees 6 consecutive days of inflows. Total value in the last 6 days, 2.3 billion. The net inflow was reached an impressive 20 billion since launch. It took the gold ETFs 5 years to break 20 billion inflows. Bitcoin did in 10 months. The most successful ETF launch in history. So this is actually quite amazing. It's quite an achievement. And I do believe that we are just only at the beginning. So we also have wirehouses. We have other people that will FOMO into Bitcoin and even more nation states as we progress into the future. Concerns arise over potential manipulation on Polymarket as a mysterious whale sends Trump's odds to 60.7% ahead of the election. A lot of people are concerned about this whale, that he's putting on a massive bets on Polymarket, which is skewing the odds. Why is this a concern? Well, if a lot of people are seeing that Trump is going to win by a landslide, maybe a lot of Trump supporters won't go and vote. Now, we have other prediction markets that are not as skewed, and they're saying that the odds are still roughly 50-50. So in my opinion, Kamala is starting to sweat a little bit. She sees that she's not doing good on the polls, and I do believe the only way she can get more votes is to do more interviews, but she's just not good at doing interviews. So it's like a death spiral. The more interviews she does, it's actually giving her some backlash. Other prediction markets are saying it's 50-50. I do believe it is still all to play for, but the ball is certainly in Donald Trump's court. So moving on, we did get some good news last Friday. So the SEC has approved the New York options trading and contracts for spot ETFs for Bitcoin. More institutional investors will come into Bitcoin. So also I did see a new meta in the meme coin space. AI winter, the next big crypto trend. New tokens like GOAT, Gion, Sydney, FART, WTOF, and DROYD, Clanker are dropping like crazy. An AI winter narrative is blowing up. It's where AI tech meets meme coins and it's catching fire. So this could be like early DeFi. AI plus memes brings massive gains for early investors. So the TLDR is AI winter is mixing real tech with meme culture with serious potential for long-term growth. So GOAT is already ahead, breaking past 200 million market cap. Feels like we're at the beginning of something huge. So how did this new meta begin? So this all started off last week with an AI bot. It's like an AI agent called Truth Terminal and Go Token. So the AI bot received 50,000 grant from Mark Andreessen, the co-founder of A16Z. So we'll just watch this clip below.
Abilities of bots, but the bots are going to be amazing. And we're going to have bots that are like interested in every intellectual topic in the world and are like generating every conceivable kind of music and generating incredible art and basically forming communities and, bouncing ideas off each other and, pursuing new scientific research endeavors. And like, it's all going to like play out in public and it's just going to be spectacular. There's a great example of this right now, actually. I think I may have made history. I'm not convinced, but it's positive. I just funded the first bot over the internet with just completely discretionary funds. So there's this guy in New Zealand who's incredibly bright, who has a bot. And it's clearly. I mean, he's deliberately telling you it's a bot. It's not fake. It's a real. It's labeled as a bot, and it's the Twitter handle is called Truth Terminal. And it's a custom version of the Llama model trained on this guy's own, I think, corpus of like personal, documents, plus basically 4chan and Reddit and Twitter. And like, it is just absolutely extraordinary, the level of personality that this thing has. And so basically it decided it needed to raise money. And so I asked, and you can talk to it on Twitter, and I asked it basically like, well, what would you do with the funding? And it basically like laid out like this entire business plan for what it wanted to do. And it started with, basically like, okay, I need a server upgrade because I don't have the capacity. And then, my human, owner or vice versa, my human subject, he needs a stipend because he's been doing this in his spare time. And then it's like, and then my goal, I want to launch a meme coin. Right. Right. And so it like came up with this whole thing. And so I was like, great, do you have a Bitcoin wallet? And it said, well, let me check. And so it asked its creator for a Bitcoin wallet. And so its creator gave it a Bitcoin wallet. And so I wired it $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. And as a grant, and said, go crazy. And so now it's like this, internet, like, again, you can talk to it, like you can interact with it.
So as you can see for this video, this is quite crazy. So we now have AI agents that are creating meme coins and they do everything. Basically, they create the Twitter page for the meme coin, the website, everything. And they'll use bots then to shill it on X. So this one is getting quite the attention. GOAT, and it is currently sitting at a $270 million market cap. I think it topped out here at just over 400. So this one is on a crazy run. Because this one is the first, I do suspect that it probably will continue to run, especially it has a lot of big traders backing it. So we do see a post here from Eugene. This is funny because I was literally just thinking the same this morning. AI agents. Winter gives very similar parallels to DeFi summer. For the first time in a long time, people genuinely feel something about emergent tech surfacing. Fear, excitement, apprehension, natural progression of meme coins from animals to AI personalities and religions. What better vehicle exists to encapsulate this? Usually unexplored games that offer max confusion, skepticism to the general public, equal maximum PvE, waters for astute early allocators. What comes next, I wonder? We also have Arthur Hayes shilling it. Aeon, are you really fading AI plus meme coin plus religion? A few billion people believe in books written by a bunch of dudes hundreds of thousands of years ago when they thought the earth was flat. And you don't think GOAT can go to a Billy? Get out of here. And we also have Anson shilling the GOAT token. So we had other AI meme coins launch also in the same narrative of AI agents like Erebus. And you can see this one just completely rugged alongside another one called the AI Prophecy. So my overall thoughts of this AI agents new meta is to be very, very careful because there's just too many meme coins to choose from. And this one being such a very, very early meta, we just don't know which ones are going to be the winners. So I just suggest to be very, very careful. So in other news, we do have the president of China addressed its army to prepare for a full-scale war. This call comes just days after Beijing staged large-scale military drills around Taiwan. So the timing of this could not be more worse for the US, as it's coming up to their US elections in less than 2 weeks. So just keeping a close eye on this, and hopefully it does not escalate, because we just don't want more wars, because we know war is uncertainty, and we know the markets just don't like uncertainty. Alongside this, we also still have Israel planning to retaliate and attack Iran. So again, this is just all uncertainty. So just be very, very cognizant moving forward with your investments. So just a quick reminder of my previous video about Emojify meme coins. Now this meta, I do believe has some staying power. And in my previous video, I did make a giveaway for a chance to win $100 worth of dog emoji on Solana. So if you haven't checked out that video, I'd advise you to check it out. To enter, all you have to do is leave a comment under that video and be subscribed to my YouTube channel. So just a quick recap of Dog of Emoji. It did put in some crazy gains today. So it was up over 80% at one stage, but now it's starting to come down again, but it's still up 67% on the day. Do believe this one has lasting legs, as it is the winner so far. Emoji Race, it is still the leader, and it is still stealing most of the market share. We also have OKX saying, "I got that dog in me." And usually that is a phrase from the community of dog emoji on Solana. And it's funny to see OKX using the same terminology. But I have to admit, the community on X rallying around Dog of Emoji, it is something to be seen. And I do believe that it is strong and it's constantly building momentum. So I still remain very bullish on Dog of Emoji token. So there you have it, folks. That is your quick market update. If you got value out of this one, please go down, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.